right? Who said weddings on the cobbles ever go smoothly? Next week's Corrie is throwing absolutely everything at us, from collapsing brides to old secrets bubbling back up, and a few sneaky kisses that could wreck entire families. Whether you've been watching since the Duckworths or only recently got hooked, there's something big coming for nearly every household. Let's get straight into it. Here are 8 Corrie spoilers you need to know for the week of August 4th to the 8th. 1. Bernie's big day turns into a total nightmare. We've waited ages for this, Bernie and Dev finally tying the knot, but of course, in true Corrie fashion, things go sideways fast. First, Bernie's already up to something dodgy with the wedding funds. She's secretly scaled everything down so she can help Addy out of his financial mess. She's trying to protect him, sure, but it's a risky move, especially with Auntie Rani breathing down her neck. The hen-do's a disaster. Bernie's playing it safe and boring to keep Rani sweet, until she hears Dev's having a pole dancer at his stag do. She storms over, and what does she find? Let's just say Bernie isn't shy about grabbing the pole herself. It's funny on the surface, but you can feel the pressure mounting. Too many lies, too many secrets. And they all explode on the wedding day. 2. The wedding day takes a shocking turn. It all kicks off when Bernie forgets her lucky locket, the one with the picture of Paul. She rushes home to grab it, but guess what? There's a burglar mid-robbery in her living room. She confronts them. And the person behind the break-in, someone she knows. It totally knocks her sideways right before she's meant to walk down the aisle. Meanwhile at the bistro, Debbie is doing what Debbie does best, grabbing attention. She sings, she proposes to Ronnie Seppiep mid-wedding delay! And honestly, she's one of the only people keeping spirits up. Bernie eventually makes it to the ceremony, dancing herself down the aisle in typical Bernie style. But just when you think she's pulled it off, she collapses. Full on gasping for air, clutch in her chest, and the whole place falls silent. Asher rushes in to help. Gemma's on the phone to emergency services, and Dev looks completely broken. This is the last thing anyone expected. Is Bernie seriously ill? Or is the stress of everything finally catching up to her? 3. Aadi learns Carl's been lying, and Kevin's worst things are just as messy at the Webster house. Aadi's already furious that Kevin lied about still having cancer. She nearly walked straight into Carl's arms over it, but then pulled back at the last second. Except Carl has his own secrets. Abby spots a text from someone called Fiona. Turns out Carl's running dodgy mouth scams using Kevin's garage. And here's the gut punch Kevin already knew. He was keeping it quiet so Carl wouldn't expose his own lie about the cancer diagnosis. Aadi is absolutely floored. The one thing she needed was honesty. Instead, she's stuck between 2 liars. One's her husband, the other her nearly lover. Next day, she fakes being ill and skips the wedding. But it's not rest she's after. She heads straight to Carl's hotel room. You can probably guess what happens. Carl makes his move, she doesn't exactly pull away, and now we've got a full-blown affair teetering on the edge. If Kevin finds out, well, this could break the Websters for good. 4. Carla and Lisa get a new flatmate, but not who you'd expect while everyone else is falling apart. Carla and Lisa are quietly settling into their new place at No. 6. They've left the Victoria Street flat behind, and Debbie, still slightly bitter about being gazumped, is moving into their old one. Here's the twist: Lisa invites Ryan to move in with them. Carla's caught off guard, but also kind of touched. Ryan's been through it, and let's be honest, he's never really had a solid home. This could be a fresh start for all of them, or a powder keg waiting to explode. Let's see how long this peaceful arrangement actually lasts. 5. Kit bonds with Brody, but trouble's brewing. Kit's finally spending proper time with Brody now, and you can tell it's stirring something deep in him. Over a curry, Brody starts opening up about how rough things were growing up, and it's raw. Not just for him, but for Kit too. You can see the guilt creeping in as he clocks just how much damage has been done over the years. It's clumsy and emotional, but the effort's there. It's not picture perfect, but they're trying. And for Kit, that's probably the first time he's felt like a proper dad in a long while. And instead of heading to the stag do with the lads, Kit's actually chosen to take Brody to the match. That might not sound huge, but in Soapland, that's a big step. It shows Kit's actually prioritizing Brody, putting in the time, maybe trying to rewrite a few chapters of their past. You do start to root for them, even if it's all still a bit tense and unsure. But then we cut to Sally and Tim, and suddenly things take a turn. While Kit's off bonding, Sally and Tim are holding the fort with Brody's younger sisters. And that's when the alarm bells start ringing. They spot bruises on Shanice's arm, and you can see their faces drop. It's not brushed off or explained away. It's serious enough that they agree they have to involve social services. That's not a small thing. They know this could open a whole can of worms, but they can't ignore it either. It's one of those moments that makes your stomach drop a bit. So now we've got a real dilemma brewing. Is Brody hiding something darker? Could he have a temper we haven't seen yet? Or is he covering for someone else? Viewers are definitely going to have theories about this. Either way, it's about to get very messy for Kit. Just when he's trying to do right by his son, something like this could blow it all apart. If you're still watching and enjoying the spoilers, do me a favor, hit that like button, drop a comment with your theories, and subscribe so you don't miss the next batch.
Cheers!
6. Addy starts to spiral and spills a huge secret. If you thought Addy was already at rock bottom after that wedding chaos, think again. Because this latest confession might just finish him off. He's not just feeling guilty about Bernie or the money, he's carrying something even heavier, and it's about Lauren. That night she was spiked at the party. Turns out it was Addy who messed up the drinks. Total accident, but still, it's haunted him ever since, and now he's finally breaking. You can really feel the weight of it. Addy's holed up by himself, drinking alone, completely shutting down, and the shame is written all over him. It's one of those moments where you want to shout at the screen and tell him to just talk to someone before it's too late. But when Lauren finally tracks him down and he tells her everything, it's heartbreaking. He's not trying to make excuses, he looks destroyed. Now the big question is, what happens next? This could be the end for them, no doubt about it. But weirdly, it could also open a door for real honesty between them, if Lauren can find it in herself to forgive him. Either way, it's brutal to watch Addy unravel like this. He's not a bad lad, but he's in deep, and it's hard to see how he comes back from this without things getting worse before they get better. 7. Theo's past might be darker than we thought. Todd and Theo are flat hunting, thinking about the future, but Theo's been holding something back. He gets called in to meet a social worker, right in the middle of Dev's stag do. Then things escalate. Addy's drunk, slumped against Gary's van, ends up hitting his head. It's a mess. And just as Theo's about to enter his meeting, PC Jess stops him. She wants to take him down to the station. Now here's the kicker, the social worker already suspects Theo's past might include violence. She says as much right in front of Billy. Todd is rattled. He thought he knew who he was getting involved with. Turns out Theo's history might be a lot darker than anyone realized. Is Todd heading for heartbreak again? Family dinner turns into a ticking time bomb in 0.1. Let's finish on something a bit awkward, shall we? Over at 0.1, Ken's gathered with Steve, Amy, Tracy, and Cassie all at one table. It's tense. Tracy started divorce proceedings with Steve, but Steve's also now seeing Cassie, Tracy's archenemy. Tracy tries to play it cool, saying they should keep things civil for Amy's sake. Steve agrees, clearly hoping things can be kept friendly, but Amy's watching her mom carefully. She's not buying the act. This is far from over. Tracy's up to something, and it probably won't be pretty. So that's your full Corrie scoop for the week of August 4th to 8th. Weddings, secrets, breakups, and more than a few dodgy decisions. Which storyline are you most excited or nervous about? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't already, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you're first to know when the next spoiler video lands. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week, same place.